Dear Family is a podcast hosted by Rachel Steinman, a writer, an educator, and a mental health advocate. And Rachel gets us up close and personal, so we feel a strong connection, familiarity, and comfort with her guests. So settle in and join us as we search for true healing and journey with Rachel and her most interesting guests.
Hello, everyone. I am bringing you another short solo podcast, and today's episode is called What Do You Value Most in Life? So I posed this profound and open-ended question to my Dear Family members' private Facebook group, kind of as a crowdsourcing experiment. And unsurprisingly to me, the top answer was family, because we all begin and end with family. And unless you are tragically orphaned or abandoned, your family does become your caretakers, who in turn become your first love. And as a child, they are your lifeline. They're your moon, your stars, and your everything. And as you grow and you make lasting and deep friendships and potentially fall in love with a significant other, your acquired loves turn into your chosen family. And when you become a young adult and you leave the nest and go out into the world to find yourself and you make a living, it's your family that you fly home to for comfort during difficult times, or to ask for help and encouragement, or to find a steady and trusted shoulder to lean on. It's our family that we want to celebrate life's beautiful milestones and big victories with, and it's our family we want to spend the little moments with during our days that turn into years. Now, the second most commonly reported value was health. Because let's be honest, without health, nothing else matters. It's more precious than gold, right? It's priceless. And it may sound cliche, but health is wealth. As I speak, the threat of the potentially deadly respiratory disease from the coronavirus feels very real and very scary. And it's now considered a pandemic with cases on every continent. And as the stock market and the world react to both the facts and the fears from our 24-hour news cycle, we all want to protect ourselves and our loved ones as best we can. Now, thankfully, our children seem to be spared. Otherwise, I think we all would be having full-blown panic attacks. But we can't help but be nervous about our elderly family members. And with the only preventative measures being hygiene and quarantine, we are all waiting for the World Health Organization and the CDC to assure us that they have a handle on the situation. But until then, we will hold our family tight, after washing our hands, of course. So, considering the top two answers for what we value most is family and health, I'm encouraged to continue spreading my message through the Dear Family podcast, where we examine and celebrate even the most complicated families, and where we strive for not just good physical health, but equally important to achieve great mental health. So, I'm just very encouraged by those two values. But in the comment section of my crowdsourcing experiment, I was reminded of other universal values we all share, and there's one that I wanted to just go into, and that is freedom. Now, one Dear Family member reminded us just how precious freedom is because she is a Holocaust refugee. Another member added, quote, "Freedom allows me to fight for what I believe in, to love who I want to love, and to live my best life how I choose." Now, their comments are such an important reminder to not take for granted what so many people around the globe never get to experience, and also for us to remember and be grateful for those who died fighting to give us the most precious right to be free. Now, this value of our freedom reminder, it came days after I waited in a 2-hour line in the direct midday sun without a hat or sunglasses so that I could cast a vote in the primary election. And it's somewhat embarrassing to admit, but I was stressing out that day because I just started a new glycolic acid regimen on my face the night before, and it specifically said to stay out of the sun because of an increased chance of getting a sunburn. So as I stood in line and I huffed and puffed under my breath as the line just moved inches along, and I also stood next to an older woman who kept coughing, and my fears about getting the coronavirus were spiking. I decided to take a moment and look around. And I marveled at how many people were standing in line with me. And then my anxieties shifted to appreciation because I noticed how different every person was. And yet, ironically, it is our right to freedom that binds us Americans together. I was standing in line with a young woman in a wheelchair, believe it or not, Jason Priestley from 90210, a young man with a skateboard and purple streaks in his wavy hair, an older couple who spoke Japanese, a businessman on his cell phone who was conducting a work call, and so many other walks of life who potentially could have been getting in trouble from their boss for their unexpected extended lunch break. But they were all exercising their right to vote because, like me, they believe our freedom is precious and they value it. And I just, that is a really great reminder for us, especially during this election cycle. And my crowdsourcing request of what do you value most, it really was a wonderful, long, extended list. And I'm just going to read a few more. Lack of stress, pets, gratitude, community, kindness, forgiveness, growth and evolution, connection, stability, peace of mind, respect, a sense of purpose, reflection, presence, meaning, contributions, inclusion, mental strength, which I took as developing your mind, time, happiness, life experiences, and laughter. And, I'm sure the list can go on and on and on about what it is we value. But regardless, if you're old or young or rich or poor or up or down, the desire to be a part of a family and have amazing friends who feel like family and to have good mental and physical health, those values are universal across the globe and across ages. And all the other invaluable values that my dear family members also shared are also universally desired. But in the end, I really think everything all comes down to love, because the value of love is priceless. It's the best and most beautiful thing in life, and it can't be seen, but it can be felt in our hearts. And we value ourselves, and I want to remind you to value and love yourself and others, because you're worthy of abundance and all that your heart desires. Wishing you lots of love and happiness and good mental health always. This is Rachel Steinman. For more information or to contact me with any questions, comments, or guest ideas, please check out rightnowrachel.com. That's right with a W. Thank you so much for listening, subscribing, and sharing, dear family. And if you found value in what you've just heard, I would love and so appreciate a great review on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, or wherever you listen to your podcasts. Until next time, I wish you love, happiness, and good mental health.